92-year-old Paul Biya, the world's oldest sitting president, announced his bid for an 8th term in office last week. The news came as little surprise to those following his recent digital campaign. For decades, Biya has ruled Cameroon with an air of quiet detachment. But in the months leading up to the October election, his social media presence surged with daily posts on Facebook and X, formerly Twitter, a stark contrast to his once rare public appearances. Yet, despite this sudden online flurry, analysts say his attempt to connect with Cameroon's youth, most of whom weren't even born when he first took power in 1982, is missing the mark. With over 5.4 million social media users in the country, one might expect a digital strategy tailored to young voters. But Rostand Tan, Director of Media Intelligence Sarol and author of the Cameroon 2024 Multimedia Audience Study, points out a critical flaw. 95% of young Cameroonians rely on WhatsApp, a platform the presidency barely uses. Biya's campaign, he notes, lacks regional targeting, interactivity, and the kind of dynamic, youth-friendly language that resonates online. Worse still, skepticism lingers over the authenticity of these efforts, raising the question, can a leader who has spent over 4 decades in power truly reinvent himself for a new generation? The answer, it seems, remains uncertain. Cameroon's youth, vibrant and hungry for change, are met with a digital campaign that feels more like a relic of the past than a bridge to the future. As President Paul Biya, 92, vies for an 8th term, his sudden surge in social media activity, polished posts on Facebook and X, rings hollow for many young Cameroonians. Everyone knows it's not Biya himself writing these posts, which kills any sense of authenticity, says Hervé Tiwa, communications lecturer. The strategy, he notes, is rigid and one-sided. Comments are ignored or scrubbed away, replies are robotic, and the tone remains stiffly presidential. It's all optics, no real dialogue, no heart. And that disconnect matters. In a country where over 60% of the population is under 25 and more than half of voters are under 30, the youth hold the keys to this election. Yet Biya's campaign, instead of addressing their struggles, sky-high unemployment, corruption and security fears, recycles decades-old speech excerpts in French and English, celebrating a legacy many young people don't recognize. Political communication should be about democracy, not just marketing, argues Ulrich Donfak, a 27-year-old communications expert. Follow Nu, a social entrepreneur, agrees. Young people don't just want slick graphics or slogans. They want jobs, real change, and a reason to hope. While she credits Biya's team for at least acknowledging the digital age, the gap between glossy posts and grim realities remains vast. For Cameroon's youth, the question isn't just who leads, but whether their voices will ever truly be heard. A digital campaign stuck in the past, Biya's social media push fails to inspire Cameroon's youth. The timing was ironic. Just 2 days after one of his oldest allies publicly defected, President Paul Biya's social media team dug up a 23-year-old speech scolding hypocrites who preach but don't practice. The post, stiff and out of touch, landed like a relic from another era, which in many ways it was. While Biya's sudden burst of online activity marks a departure from his usual silence, no more 6-week disappearances sparking death rumours, it's doing little to energise Cameroon's disillusioned youth. This isn't engagement, it's a scripted monologue, scoffs Cynthia in the comments, while Mireille fires back. We need roads, not hashtags. Even supporters admit the bar was low. Before, his communication was just decrees and stiff TV speeches. At least now he's trying to seem present, concedes communications expert Hervé Tiwa. State media cheers the effort as proof of Biya's vitality, but online, skepticism drowns out praise. Young entrepreneurs like 32-year-old Che Arnold aren't buying it. Tweets won't fix unemployment or corruption. We need real reforms, not a president who just discovered the internet in 2025. With October's election looming, the question isn't whether Biya's digital strategy is working, but whether Cameroon's youth, long ignored, will even show up to vote for it.